What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. I want to focus in on the Pittsburgh Penguins moving on to the next round. Really not as pretty as they would have liked it to have been with the 3 goals in the third period after having a 4-0 lead, but there's plenty to take from it. For one, you got the win, and for two, you got one of the best players on the face of the planet going offensively, which is a good thing to have when you're going on to the next round. You're going to play either Pittsburgh or either New York or Philly. They're playing themselves. It's gonna be an interesting game. But you're looking at Sid still hasn't scored yet. That's kind of all the best players go through slumps. It happens, but at the same time, you want to see the best player on the face of the planet scoring. But the fact they got the win in the series means there aren't going to be full-scale changes in the Pittsburgh Penguins organization yet. Gino come up big. Flower had his moments, and just a psychological thing with Fleury is what you're going to watch, and I think it's going to be it's not an ideal situation because he wasn't the starter when they went to the conference finals last year, but he's the guy that they have, and with Vokun out of the picture and Zakov not anywhere near ready, what are you going to do? And I think had they lost it tonight, I don't know what they would have done for Game 7. I really don't. If they collapsed and blew a 4-0 lead, it would have been ugly. It really, the fans of Pittsburgh booing Crosby for Game 5, which was stupid, but that's a different story entirely. But, we'll see what happens with the Penguins. Can they put this in their rearview mirror, move on, and play either Philly or New York? I think they can. Those are two of their biggest rivals. That they'll be up for either one of those teams, and I think that they can beat either one of those teams. But at the same time, the mentality is all messed up, and maybe they need a coaching change at the end of the season. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. But right now, if I'm Pittsburgh, I kind of just relish in the victory for tonight, and then if I'm Biles, tomorrow I'm like, look, guys, we got to tighten up defensively. Flower, close your 5-hole a little bit, and let's get Sid going. And I think if they do that, they will. They'll win the next round, but it's so tough to figure out because they look like world beaters 1 minute, and they should because they have such amazing talent, and then they look like they're going to lay down and die. And if they want to beat the Bruins and go to the Stanley Cup Finals, if both teams make the conference finals, and they get past New York or Philly, they can't play like that. They can't lay down and half-ass like they did against Columbus and expect to play beyond the month of May. It's not going to happen. That's not the way hockey works. But we'll see. We'll see how it shakes up. I'm intrigued by this team. I like the talent, but they have a championship mentality. But there's too many question marks for me to really pencil them into the finals. And I mean, again, I picked the Bruins for the finals anyway, so I look good either way. Anyway, that's looking at some sort of the Power Play with CJ and Pittsburgh moving on to the next round. Stay tuned for episodes, flip the playoffs, and beyond. Later, guys.